Hey everyone! Welcome back to another video from our China travel series. It was day 2 of our stay in Xi'an, and it's a special one. There was one big reason we went there: to see the Terracotta Warriors. It had always been high on our list of things to see on our first trip to China. We started early that day, hoping to get into the complex before the crowds built up. It was a bit of a drive to get there, and while cruising in the car, we realized just how big the city of Xi'an really was. There were high-rise buildings everywhere, and the roads were wide, clean, and super smooth. And there we were, finally at the entrance of the complex. We already knew it was going to be a long, busy day, but honestly, we were too excited to care. We'd booked our tickets online, but still had to show our passports to get the physical ones. Look at those crowds! People were coming in like waves, one group after another. It looked like it would take forever just to get through the ticket area, but there were plenty of queues, and as we learned in China, things move fast. A quick security screening, and then we were in. In spite of all the crowds, everything was so well organized. The complex itself was massive and super spacious. I just loved how thoughtfully everything was planned out. China really knows how to handle its tourist attractions. From there, we had to take a buggy ride to get to another part of the complex. We knew there were 3 pit areas we had to check out, and the buggy was meant to take us closer to that area. It was really busy with so many tour groups. We had to strategize a bit, either avoid going in when a big group entered or slip in just as one was leaving. The last thing we wanted was to get stuck in the middle of a huge tour group and get completely lost in the crowd. Before heading to the excavation pits, we first wanted to check out the Terracotta Museum. Wow, that was honestly one of the best museum experiences I've ever had. There were so many great displays, presentations, and detailed explanations about the artifacts. The place was huge, so we took our time and slowly explored every section. I think visiting this museum was the perfect way to start our Terracotta Warriors experience. From there, we headed outside to check out the actual excavation pits. There are 3 of them open to the public. Our plan was to visit a couple of pits, take a break, and then finish with the final one. This was the first pit we went in to check out. We actually timed our entry perfectly, just as a huge tour group was leaving. I was so excited to finally see the actual excavation site, and I felt so lucky to be there. The viewpoints were set up all around this rectangular site, so we had to walk around the pit to see each section from different angles. The second pit was quite busy. We had to squeeze our way through the viewing areas. We still had the main pit left to see, but before that, we grabbed some lunch at a restaurant nearby. After that much needed break, we headed to the largest pit. I was so ready for this one. I just wanted to see the warriors up close. was truly incredible. It was unbelievable to see the Terracotta Warriors up so close. I was amazed by the skill and craftsmanship that went into making them look so realistic and unique. And just think about the amount of effort it must have taken to excavate and restore these ancient marvels. It's crazy to think they were hidden underground for so many centuries. In spite of so many people in the pit area, there wasn't much noise or commotion. It was surprisingly calm. Just quiet sounds of awe as everyone saw these wonders for the first time. We wandered all around the area, checking out the warriors from different angles. I could have spent the whole day there, but eventually we decided to head out, and also my dad wasn't feeling too well. But overall, I loved visiting the Terracotta Warriors. The streets leading to the exit were lined with restaurants, cafes, and souvenir shops. It wasn't too busy when we walked through, but I'm sure it gets much livelier in the evenings. It looks like the perfect place to wind down after spending the day exploring the Terracotta Warriors. Seriously, things in China are just huge and grand. On a different day, if we were all feeling better, I would have loved to spend more time in these busy streets and enjoy the evening vibe. But that day, all we wanted was to get back to the hotel and rest. We were so tired. Eventually, we made it to the end of the street where we could finally pick up a taxi. By the time we got into the taxi, it was already mid-afternoon. We'd done pretty well that day. We started our day pretty early by our lazy standards. We badly needed a rest, some good food, and a bit of downtime to recharge before doing anything else in the evening. After freshening up, we headed downstairs for lunch. The street our hotel was on had lots of small restaurants, and for lunch that day, we picked one just nearby. That meal was so satisfying and super filling. On our way back, literally just a few steps away, we spotted a street stall selling fried chicken outside a bakery. We couldn't resist. It looked better than KFC, and honestly, it tasted even better than it looked. After resting for a few hours, we decided to head out to explore another part of Xi'an. We took the metro to another part of the city, which wasn't too far from where we were staying. We wanted to take it easy that evening and thought it would be best to spend some time near one of the main gates to the ancient city wall. The weather was so pleasant that evening, perfect for a lazy stroll. And we got here by metro. Just took us 10 minutes. You can actually walk all the way around the city on top of this wall, but we definitely weren't up for that. Our plan was to wander around the main gate area and soak in the vibe of the place. I love how every place in China has its own charm and feels so lively. After spending a while at the entrance, we decided to head up onto the wall for the views. The wall and the buildings were beautifully restored, and the views of the city skyline from up there were just wonderful. If you're feeling a bit active, you can even rent a bike and ride along the whole stretch of this wall. Late afternoons are the best time to come here. It's one of those places where you don't need to rush, just wander around and soak it all in. And in the evening, the whole place just transforms. When the lights come on, the walls glow, and it suddenly feels so magical. The city around you lights up too, and it's like you're walking through a completely different world. Everything becomes softer, prettier, and so aesthetic. Don't miss the sunset if you're heading to the Xi'an Wall. It's the best time to be there. And that wraps up our second day in Xi'an. It was a memorable day in our China trip, especially because we finally got to see the Terracotta Warriors. But don't go anywhere, we're continuing straight into our last day in Xi'an. It was a late start for our last day in Xi'an. My dad's cold had gotten worse overnight, and I wasn't feeling great either. We all woke up pretty late, and by the time we finally headed out, it was almost lunchtime. We went to a KFC that was within walking distance from our hotel. KFC in China is amazing. Their menu is so different. The flavors are incredible, and even the restaurants look way more appealing. Look at that! The burger looked so appetizing, and the chicken inside was overflowing. Everything tasted so good. We didn't have many plans for the day, but there was one area we really wanted to check out in Xi'an. The tourist area near the Giant Wild Goose Pagoda. We reached the area around 4 p.m. and the sun was still quite strong. However, the pathways were really wide with plenty of shade from the trees. Every touristy place we visited in China was so well managed and maintained, making it super comfortable for large groups of people to walk around and enjoy. Further down the road, it was quite busy. This area is really popular with tourists, with the pagoda on one side and the famous Great Tang All Day Mall, which is a massive pedestrian street that comes to full life in the evenings. Later in the video, we'll be heading there, so keep watching. That's the famous pagoda. Once again, we had no energy left to explore the inside or head up to the top. Instead, we chose to sit in a shaded area and just enjoy the vibe of the place. The whole area felt so lively and full of energy. As the sun slowly started to go down, the whole atmosphere began to shift. The crowds grew, the energy picked up, and you could feel that the evening charm of Xi'an was about to come alive. We slowly made our way towards the famous pedestrian street known for its stunning sculptures, vibrant performances, and beautiful night lights. As we walked further, it got more and more busy. Every few steps, there was something to see or take a picture of. Only in China can you see such craftsmanship and art just casually lining a street. The kind of artwork that in many other places you'd have to pay to see in a museum. Here, it's simply part of the walkway, making the streets look so special and culturally rich. Another square, another art display. Or maybe it was a stage for some performances. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, it looked really cool. What a vibrant street! Absolutely amazing. You could just sit in a corner and watch everything go by. Even though we were so many kilometers away from home, we felt completely safe, relaxed, and happy. We never once felt out of place. Moments like these are why you capture and share your journey, so the feeling lives on. check out this fountain. It reacts with the sounds, so it was non-stop yelling from the crowd at the top of their lungs. Did you see how shiny the floor is? Only possible in China. Look at all the lights lining the trees and the red lanterns hanging. It just made the whole street look so festive. Everyone was busy taking pictures of the statue. Probably a famous Chinese ruler of the past. Not sure, but it was definitely a landmark in that busy street. This is definitely a place to visit in the evening. It just looks so beautiful with all the lights. You could come here for days in a row and still wouldn't be able to see everything. If you're visiting Xi'an, you should absolutely visit this place. So beautiful, right? It's one of those places that's hard to even describe properly. There was so much happening everywhere you looked. Every corner had something interesting going on. And since it was our last day in Xi'an, visiting this place was such a great way to spend our evening. We'll be back with another video from another amazing city in China. Until then, take care!